Lions TV, this is your post-match analysis video for last night's 2-2 draw, a thrilling 2-2 draw against Luton at Kenilworth Road. Yes, we're disappointed that we did let a 2-goal lead slip. However, on reflection, it's a fantastic point despite, in my opinion, a very, very underwhelming performance. As always, let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that the gaffer picked to start the match. And so there was only one change from the team that won 1-0 up at Stoke City on Saturday, and that was Ryan Leonard in for the injured, maybe, George Saville. I think the gaffer said to News at Den or on some sort of social media outlet that it wasn't so much an injury for Savs, it was just fatigue and his calves were tight. And again, you know, look, on reflection, I thought we would have fallen away by now. We've got no Billy Mitchell, no George Saville. They formed a formidable partnership in the centre midfield. We've been about Sean Hutchinson as well. The two new signings come in and they've both been out there. Both did make an appearance off the bench last night. So, although we may not have the strength in depth, the togetherness in the squad amongst the players, the fans, the manager, it's just on point at the minute. To the point where, you know, the noise coming from the away end now. And, you know, our fans are feared and revered worldwide. We know that. But it's not always fantastic atmosphere at the Den, and we don't always get great numbers away from home, if we're honest. The big games, yeah, of course, nowhere like it. But I feel in the last 6 or 7 weeks, the fans have really jumped on board. And again, for 90 minutes last night, it was deafening at Kenilworth Road. Ryan Leonard come in, as I said, in that one change for George Saville. That puts him alongside Jamie Shackleton in the midfield. You know, Leonard's been out for a long time injured. Shackleton maybe not always a starter for us if everyone was fit. So again, you have to take those things into consideration, and I've got a little bit more leniency and a little bit more understanding now because, as I said, if I'm honest, I thought by now we would have fallen away. I did say February will be a very, very tough test and define our season, and we sit pretty in 5th place. However, the game starts, and it's a carbon copy almost of Stoke City, even earlier than normal. Zian Fleming from the edge of the area, and this is what I like about Fleming. You know, he has so many shots, he'll shoot from anywhere. He stuck one out of the ground last night, but he doesn't care. He doesn't let it deter him, he just keeps going. And as much as I love him, and, you know, as much as he's a fantastic record signing for us, he'll go down in history as one of the greatest signings ever, I think, for the amount we got him for in the Championship. He scored a few lucky goals this season. But again, you know, you don't shoot, you don't score. And he tries his luck from the edge of the box. Good flick down from Tom Bradshaw. And the shot is powder puff. He's straight at the goalkeeper. Their Yankee keeper does a great Jordan Archer impression. And it's through his hands. He takes his eye off it. Looks around. It's in the back of the net. And we are 1-0 up. So it's a brilliant start. The fans are behind it. The fans are brilliant from start to finish. So at that point, you feel, okay, now we're rolling. Let's go on. Let's just keep going at them and let's try and kill this game off early. Luton are a great side, make no mistake. It's an intimidating, strange place to go, but I just love it. Their ground's the worst ground in the world, but also it's one of the best at the same time. It looks like it grew there. You won't get grounds like that in the future. And just crossing over those back gardens to get in is just a thing of beauty almost, but at the same time, one of the weirdest turnouts I've ever seen. So at that point, we're expecting to maybe, you know, take the stronghold in the game, pop the ball around, and for whatever reason, and I don't know why, I know for a fact now that, you know, we say, oh, did we score? And Rowett says, you know, hold back. I can't see that, not for 88 minutes. We just couldn't get into a rhythm. You know, that's maybe fatigue, that's maybe not your usual starting lineup, but we could not get out of our half in that first half. We couldn't put any patterns of play together. We couldn't get any balls into Bradshaw. He's holding the ball up, by the way, and winning his aerial duels really well now. We've got Fleming in that 10 as the link between the striker and the midfield, but we couldn't get it. We couldn't get out. We literally couldn't get out. We was pinned back. And I like something that Kieran said at full time in his video. Check it out if you haven't already. He said, and we did this at Stoke as well, we're defending, and yes, we're defending for long periods, but quite confidently. You know, not really threatened by Stoke in the 90 minutes and really threatened by Luton, although they had a lot of the ball, really, you know, shots on target until the later stage of the game, randomly, when we started playing better. So I'm not sure what it is, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. But we just couldn't get a pattern going. We couldn't get any confidence on the ball, any togetherness, any rhythm, and we just could not get out. Peter Mara was screaming his head off behind me, and he was right, you know. Luton, as I said, good side. Playoffs last season, in and around it this season. They're going to come at you. Of course they are. But we just couldn't fucking get anything going moving up the pitch. And as a result, we spend the majority of the first half, well, pretty much all of it, pinned in our half without them really threatening. A couple of penalty shouts, the one from the corner, of course. And rarely do we get decisions go our way. But the ref was absolutely a worldie for us last night. It was almost a get-out-of-jail-free card because the Ryan Leonard one is a blatant foul. It's a Stonewall penalty. In the first half, not given, and we go in at half time, 1-0 up. At half time, you feel right, may roll the troops, or maybe you said, more of the same. As I said, although we are defending and extremely deep, we wasn't really threatened by Luton until that point. I can't think of a save that George Long made. The penalty appeal, of course, yes. A couple of balls fired across the box, but no, for me, defensive, yes, but in control of it, absolutely. And then the game goes on, and it's just more of the same. Luton keep coming at us, and then somehow we score a goal. We have a rare threat in their final third. Volsammer shoots, okay. In real time, I thought it deflected off one of their players and went through because for the first 3 or 4 seconds of the goal, I didn't celebrate. I'm just looking at the linesman, waiting for him to put his flag up. I only stopped looking at the linesman when I got knocked on my arse, and I spent the majority of Tom Bradshaw's celebrations and the team celebrations like a little crab on my back trying to get back up. But it's actually, and he's not meant to put it to Honeyman, he's meant to put it in an area. Tom Bradshaw, it's an assist. It's actually the biggest 1-2 in the world. Because as Volsammer hits it, Tom Bradshaw helps it on into an area, which lays it to George Honeyman, which in that instance, and there's no point arguing it, he was offside. George Honeyman is clearly offside. If there was VAR in the Championship, I always bang on about it. We'd be miles better off if there's VAR in the Championship. Well, if there was by this point, we'd have had a penalty against us, maybe 2, and that would have been ruled out for offside. George Honeyman rolls it across the box, and Tom Bradshaw won't score an easier goal. That's 8 in his last 10. And I saw saying that him and Zian Fleming combined now, 24 goals between them. I know Fleming's not an out-and-out striker, but he's his partner almost, isn't he? He's his man that comes in and helps him out from deep. So 24 goals. There's only one better pairing in the Championship so far, and I think that's the Middlesbrough strikers. So definitely proves that this formation is working with one up top. Now we've got that 10 in, which is what we were missing before, and we're 2-0 up. And I have absolutely no fucking idea how we're 2-0 up. And if you're a Luton fan watching this, you're probably thinking, fuck me, this guy's honest. I always like to think I am. And we are, if you're a Luton fan watching this, we are often on the back of some terrible refereeing decisions. Things never go our way. But absolutely, we've got away with 1, 2 or 3 last night. As I said, a get-out-of-jail-free card. We haven't played well. Luton deserved probably to win the game. Well, they did deserve to win the game, let's be honest. Penalty they should have had. And Tom Bradshaw's goal offside. But there you go. It is what it is. We're 2-0 up. The fans, it was fucking chaos. It was chaos. That low roof as well in the away end at Kenilworth Road just makes it sound even louder. And it's pandemonium. It's absolute pandemonium in the away end. Oak Road, is it? I think Oak Road end. Strange old gaff last night. I picked my tickets up that were left for me by a player in underneath like a railway bridge where their exec bit is. And you walk under this bridge into a tunnel to get in the ground. It's a strange place, but as I said, I love it. Do love an away day at Luton. 4 goals there last night. 4 goals there last season. It does seem to be a goal fest every time we visit Kenilworth Road. But at that point, we didn't want a goal fest because we was 2-0 up. And then all you got to do for 10 minutes is keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. The goals obviously were up the other end. And I blame Kieran O'Mara for picking the worst place for us to stand in the world. Right in line with the crossbar. So I was doing that the whole game, trying to see what was going on up the other end. So I didn't comment too much on Luton's goals last night. But I've got to tell you, the first one, and they did deserve to get back in the game, but as a manager and as a team, they will know that they should have kept that tight and tried to keep Luton out for 10-15 minutes, and then you can pretty much see the game out after that, I would have said. But we don't. They come down the wing, they cut inside, it goes across the box, the guy gets the first one on target. It's an absolutely unbelievable save from George Long. Brilliant save. Gets his hand on it, hits the bar. It doesn't go over the line. It comes out, and Adebayo, as he's done before, does the damage against us and gets the goal back for the Hatters. I'm going to put this goal down to, I don't like to keep putting goals down to because all bad performances because they're giving us so much at the minute. As I said, I'm having a lot more understanding and being a lot more lenient towards the whole squad, the manager, everyone, because they're really putting a shift. And, it's evident that minutes are taking their toll. Saville is a prime example. Last night, he couldn't even make the game. So, look, they get one back, but a combination of Murray Wallace and even more so, Jake Cooper switching off. It's the bar. The guy's, Murray Wallace is marking him, but Jake Cooper can see things better. He's only got to come in and step across him. He doesn't do it. Adebayo, fair play to him, he reacts the quickest and he knocks it in. And then at that point, you're thinking, fuck, here we go. It's from that point, we started playing well. We actually started playing quite well at that point. And they was coming forward. We tried to pick them off on the break. And this is, for me, again, I'm not knocking him, Gary Rowett, we're singing his name now. But this is where he got it wrong. Because he put on Hutchinson and Evans, okay? Which is fine. And he likes to do that now. Hutchinson's fit, can't get him back in the side at the minute because Creswell's doing well. So he wants to go 5 at the back and consolidate. However, the best form of defence would have been attack. And if he had done what he later did, at that point, we may have been all right because we was getting back into the game. We was creating chances, obviously, on the break. And we had a good couple of chances, couldn't get him over the line, couldn't get that final ball right, like sometimes can happen with us. And then, eventually, by the time he makes those changes, and to be fair to Rowett, those changes were before they scored their second goal, which was Malone on, Burke on. And what Burke gives you is power and pace and running at back fours. And he can run that line by himself because he's a big old lump, he's quick and he's powerful. But by that point, I felt it was sort of there, it was going to happen. It was a matter of time. And 4 minutes later, they get their equaliser. It's a shot from distance. Few people blaming George Long. Few people backing George Long saying, how has he been allowed to travel? And I understand that. I do understand that. I'm not blaming George Long for the goal. I understand what people are saying. You got your players in front of you. And if I was in goal, I would have said, who the fuck shut him down? No one picked him up. No one shut him down. He was allowed to travel. However, it's not the most powerful shot in the world. It has gone in the corner. Bit of a fucking P-roller. But it did go right in the corner. So I'm not blaming George Long for that goal. However, I will say 2 things. Again, when he dives, he does project, actually. He projects. But if you're a goalkeeper and you've dived for that shot, your finishing position on the floor from a straight shot is you want to be on your side and you should be facing our away fans. George Long does this too often. He turns. And by the time the ball's gone in, he's looking at the net. That is not getting the maximum out your frame. That is getting the maximum out your frame. That's 1. And 2, I'm still not blaming him. However, I don't think Bart lets that in, if I'm honest. That's my honest opinion. But I'm not blaming George Long. Again, he's made a brilliant save there to almost keep it at 2-0. And I thought we'd done all right in the game. A mate of mine, Weasel, Tony Gallagher, used to play together with him when we used to play for Thamesmead Town. And he said to me, I don't agree with you on George Long. What George Long does, very well, we know he's got a massive kick. And what that massive kick does, it allows us to get the back four, the other team's turning, and it allows us to get out of the pitch. And that's a very good point. And I hadn't picked up on that. So well done, Weasel. He was a very fucking good central midfielder, by the way. But anyway, getting back to this video, yeah, look, after that, I'm shitting myself. I think we're going to lose the game, and we don't. We hold out. We could have won it at the end. Last free kick into the box, almost the last pattern of play. Headed down, if Bradshaw's on or SA's on or someone's there, they're gambling there. But look, players are done. Bradders is playing injured / achy, as this was Saville. We got no fucking Mitchell. We had no Hutchinson back until last night. So I can understand and fully sympathise with the situation of what it is and how well we're doing in that situation. So it ends 2-2. Okay, disappointed to let a 2-goal lead slip, but on reflection, it's a point you absolutely would have took, and it keeps us there now. Now we're here and we're looking down. Let's bat them away as they come up, starting with Norwich City at the Den on Saturday. So that's your post-match analysis done. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're a YouTube member, you'll be able to watch the preview for Norwich tonight, advert-free, 24 hours before it goes on YouTube. If you want to become a channel member, then you can do so in the description below. And while I'm doing that, I might as well do that. Bang. We are almost 100 subscribers away from 20,000. That graphic says 25, but I'll take 20 on or before or during the live stream on Saturday. But Lions TV is 7 years old on Saturday. I think I might have told you once or twice. So maybe we can get that milestone to go up with another fucking content creator trophies. Anyway, hopefully we get that milestone on Saturday during the live stream. That'll be lovely. It should be a sellout pretty much. Norwich come to town. Let's look down. Let's back those Canaries away. Let's maul them as Lions. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.